Hello, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to Talking TV. Now, it's a bit of a strange one. I'll admit it's a bit of a strange one because I can't show you any video clips of it, and you're just going to have to go with me and trust me. But that's fine. We can do that. We're talking about Rising Damp. Now, Rising Damp, of course, legendary ITV sitcom, arguably probably the best sitcom they've ever done. Discuss. I think it is anyway. And ITVx has got Rising Damp on there. All 28 episodes are on there, and that's great. But 27 of the 28 episodes are cut on ITVx. So this has been the case since the episodes were added to Britbox back in November 2020. And I remember looking at the time and thinking, no, there's something not quite right about the running times for these. I mean, for me, I remember getting into Rising Damp in the mid 1990s, the repeats on Channel 4, and just laughing out loud hysterically with my dad. And even 20 years or so that was after its first transmission, and it was probably getting a new audience, and it was really funny, and it still is. Great cast, of course, and the great scripts from Eric Chappell, who passed away not that long ago. In 2020, in December 2020, I emailed Eric Chappell just about the time when Rising Damp was arriving on BritBox to see if he knew why the episodes were edited on BritBox. It was a lovely reply I got from Eric, but sadly I didn't get an answer. So I've tried, well, it's been over 2 years now, in different ways to get this resolved. And you might think the cuts are for offensive lines, perhaps, but that's not the case. Looking through the episodes, my theory is the series used to be repeated on ITV3, whereas ITV3 now seems to be That's My Boy, Man About the House, Bless His House, actually Never the Twain from this week, but the same sitcoms on a loop. Rising Damp used to be one of them. It's not been repeated on ITV3 for a long time, but in order to fit more adverts in, the episodes on ITV3 were cut to just over 22 minutes. And now, I'll show you on my screen here, looking at the running times of these versions on ITVx in this geeky list I've done, it seems very likely that they're using the ITV3 versions. All of the running times on the ITVx versions are very, very similar. And I've noticed that they have an ITV Productions end cap added to the end of the episodes instead of the original Yorkshire Television ident as well. And the ITV Productions end cap, I think they were in use in the late 2000s, about 2006 to 2010. So that would tie in with the ITV3 repeats. In September 2022, ITV replied to me saying, "We've had a look and there isn't any errors. Right now, the current running time of these episodes that were shown on ITV3 will be the only edits being uploaded to our platform." Again, I tried to get this resolved and I contacted ITV in March this year. And ITV said to me that the episodes currently on ITVx are the versions made available to use by the distributor, and unfortunately they do not appear to have the extended episodes available. So, where are the original versions? The mystery goes on. So this is the DVD I have, released by Granada Ventures many years ago now. But again, it's owned by ITV. Yorkshire Television was an ITV company, so you'd think they'd have access to the original versions that went out. These have them, apart from the Yorkshire Television idents at the beginning. If it was handled by network, you'd have the end of part 1, part 2 captions. You don't get those on these either. It's crying out for a network release, I think, Rising Damp. But it does have the uncut episodes at least. Now, ITVx has one uncut episode, and that's the Christmas special for The Man Who Has Everything. But that was a shorter episode anyway, at just over 22 minutes. So they probably thought that, well, there's no need to cut it. But the other 27 episodes have all been cut, and when you add up the time, that's quite a lot of quite a lot of the Rising Damp material that we're not seeing available on ITVx. So maybe you've got an idea out there, but as I say, compare the scenes. It just seems to be odd lines from scenes taken out rather than offensive material, I'd say, and it seems to me purely for timing they're using the ITV3 versions. A little frustrating, but again, probably most people wouldn't even recognise. That's it from me. Let's hope it gets resolved anyway, and I'll keep you posted if it does. Like and subscribe. And from Rigsby, see you soon.